The juice is the juice. Yeah. How we doing? Previously on Kimba TV. 3, 2, 1, here we go now! Bugatti juice! Let's go! Shwiggity schwaggity! Shwiggity schwaggity! Y'all are looking at S&P though, right? So now it's the opposite. How many candle closes are you gonna allow it to sit down here and build value? Because if it's really bullish, you're gonna get the fuck out. Those are low. Those lows are bad, and that would trigger a sweep down there too. So if you don't get the fuck out really quickly, what do you have a high chance of doing? Latuche, motherfucker, the math is the math. Latuche, motherfucker, how we doing? Juice. Math is math, ladies and gentlemen. Too easy. Who's just Let's go. Let's juice. Math. Let's go. Let's juice. Yeah. Okay. Let's go. Well, that's gonna get cleaned. Trading, grinding. Damn, I wish I was awake for this. This is nice. Yeah. Single prints up there too, I think, right? For CME. Yeah, so 65 will be an interesting level. I wouldn't short until 65. So that 75786 long, probably the only real recent trade. Girl, when you come back onto my golden pocket and I got that big div energy, big divergence energy. Yeah, so that's an easy one right there, ladies and gentlemen. Damn, did I just wake up like an hour too late? Those highs are incredibly bad, so you know all of those highs are gonna get swept. So probably if you wanted to short, you gotta probably wait until 65-ish. Yeah. I will probably attempt a short at 65 depending on what the edge looks like. But until then, it is just longs only. Where is this? Let's keep an eye on this daily close. Oops. Let's see what this is. Okay, yeah, so lots of highs to be taken, y'all. This one will be the key one I want. Oops. Let's see what everybody is saying. Void Hugh says, I took that, feels good to juice every once in a while. Yes, sir, yeah, that's an easy one. Hidden bull div, 7.5. Resistance getting turned into support. Yeah, so that's an easy one. Fuck, I wish I was up a little bit earlier. Other than that, you got bad highs, unfinished highs, all that's going to get swept, all that's going to get swept, all that's probably going to get swept. So, yeah, if I'm going to be looking for a short, I probably can't do anything until 65. Didn't wake up early enough for that 7.5 bounce. No doubt. This would have been nice to... Nalashik, what's going on? Y6 says, one question, 65K into weekend lows into CPI long into high? No. If 65 is actually going to be resistance, then we're looking at all the thangs to get cleaned. This. And then probably here. Yeah, so like this. YSEC is what if it rejects here. It might just fucking rip. Obviously, it depends on S&P and how CPI reacts, but yeah, I would actually prefer Bink, CPI, like that. All right, but it's pixel fucking golden poquito right now. Yeah, maybe we get up into that thing up there, man. YSEC, let's go. Focacino says brutal, but we've seen this before. You know? Shitty high. So let's go and clean. Jupy, you good? Thomas, you good? Ninjaville, you good? I mean, it's just identifying the bad highs and bad lows. And so, you know, you clean that up, right? And then obviously that's the next bad high up there. So basically we were talking about how there really isn't a short until 65. I think we can all kind of see that. So if you're looking for a short, 65 would probably be the level that you would want to be looking at, and then the corresponding data. A scalp long, I missed this because I woke up 30 minutes too late, but again, this is pixel perfect. Hidden bull div, CVD, RSI, you name it. So hidden bull div right onto the 7.5. I think that's a pretty easy one. Even if you had missed the 7.5 and you didn't want to put blind limits in, you hit the 7.5, you rotated up to the 0.5, and you did a bullish retest on the, okay, so entry here, stop loss here, pretty simple stuff. Okay, levels identified, edge identified, yeah. So shout outs to people that took the 7.5 or the golden pocket long scalp. That was probably the trade for today. And then maybe if we do get up into the 65s, we'll see if the data suggests a short. All right, but there's really no short to be had until we clean up the 65 bad highs. All right. So that's about it. This is from almost 2 weeks ago when I was last in Vegas. Right, Malia? 65 and 60, the bing bong ding dong between 65 and 60 is kind of like the range right now. Yeah, so remember this? This is now back in play. So this is why it's so important that if you really care about what I'm thinking, then you don't skip the highlights and you're caught up on everything. So this is back in play again. The 65 cleans. If the 65 highs get cleaned up, and if it rejects, it's going to go back and clean that 59 now. The bing bong ding dong, it's liquidity grab time, you know? You know what I mean? The higher time frame stuff really hasn't changed. This is from 2 weeks ago, right? When I was in Vegas or Key West or whatever. Yeah, so that 65 is a very, 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 very important level. And it's got to convincingly get, you know, turned into support and make structural changes on the higher time frame. So, yeah, I'm always, so Malia, that's my level of interest, okay? I'm not saying that it's going to go up there. I'm not saying that it has a high probability of going up there. Okay, what I'm saying is that there's bad highs up there. So if that gets cleaned and it has bearish edge, like bearish structure, bearish open interest, I will take that short because that's a high probability short. Yep. Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe it blasts through. Then we don't need to take a short. But if his swing fails on the 30-minute, you know, and I see like a hidden bear div or some shit, also with RSI and also with open interest, I might take a shot. And do you remember in general what I've been saying the last couple weeks, Trade Malia? I'm bullish for the rest of the year and all of next year. I don't know if you were here when we were talking about, you know, unemployment rate. I'm gonna probably starting tomorrow and Wednesday, just like how I nerded out on the 4.4 versus 4.1 for unemployment. Were you here, Trade Malia, when I was talking about, 4.2 is what's expected, 4.1 would be Gucci Magucci Bellagio. And do you remember we said that we're going to continue to monitor unemployment, CPI, and PCE moving forward, October and November? We got November, October. This month we don't have FOMC rates, but November we do. Okay? So I'm going to be watching that shit to make sure we get the right data to continue that narrative for 2025. If you start to spend time in here, the longer that you spend in a gap or an imbalance, the higher probability it has to do what, David? So you need to be paying attention to S&P. This week is CPI week. So the volume is loose today. The correlation isn't going to be 1-to-1, and you can probably see that. But as we get, as we move forward to CPI, we're going to want to give S&P more and more credit for what it's doing. All right? So I would probably say, like, you lose, the basic strategy would say the long invalidation is a candle close below this guy. You could like wick, and it lines up with a lot. So a candle close below here, this line, 2 candle closes below the blue, S&P getting rejected at the box, all of those things would probably make me think 65 is, maybe it's not today. And the other thing too, David, that I'm noticing is the things that I expect to happen are taking way longer than I thought. Because I thought we were going to clean the 65 when I was in Vegas 2 weeks ago. Okay, and it's just kind of bing, 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 bing. Okay, so maybe this tucks back in and does a bigger retracement. Maybe we do, maybe like, we grab like this single print right at the golden pocket and the next big volume node. Bon dia. Oh yeah. So maybe today we go and grab that. Maybe we have to stop out this dickhead. You know what I'm saying? And then CPI is when we scam pump into here and then we get a short. How funny would it be if CPI is bullish, comes out bullish, and it scam pumps first, fills us up there, SFP, failed auction, big ass wick, and then it dumps. You know what I mean? I would prefer that I'm in a long, and it scam dumps, and it fills me on like 58 shit. But yeah, for now, I think all this shit looks 100% normal. None of this is like actually bearish. So yeah, I'm going to just be waiting patiently. The 65 high, brother, I can't stress this enough. We've been talking about why that 65 high getting, seeing the reaction of that, if it cleans or if it eventually moves past it without, after cleaning and then turns it into support. You know, this is something that we've been talking, because this was the plan 2 weeks ago, right? When I was in Vegas. So, and we started talking about this about a month ago, maybe even a little bit more. So it's important to be able to understand, you know, what that 65 level means. It's something that we've been talking about for quite some time. Yeah. Schwiggity. You know what? While we wait. Ooh. What if it's like 2.1, y'all? Clip it. Let's go. Yeah, Fran, it's got to get going. You might even want to start TPing on the long if it actually works out. You might even want to TP and start shaving before the 65. There's no guarantee that we go to 65. It's the CME that has to sweep 65. Also, no guarantee that it's going to be bearish up there. Oh, nice. Yeah, 64.1 isn't bad either. It's for derivatives, the sweep is 64,686 on Binance, 65 on CME. Ace says, we going to the moon. Let's go, cowboy. Damn. You want to go to Bangers and get some sausages? Paul says, quick 15 TA. I mean, Paul, you were here earlier in the morning. You know exactly what I'm looking at, my guy. Paul, so just remember, brother, identify levels to the upside and downside. The bad highs on CME 65 getting swept will be the ultimata. But you know, the thing is, like, this is almost 2 weeks old. And so cleaning the 65K highs has always been something we've talked about. It's not something new that just has happened today. That 65,000 high on CME has always been something that we've talked about. You know, we thought maybe we could get it here. We thought maybe we could get it here, you know. So that's something that I want to take a look at. Cleaning that, and then, you know, heading down lower would be the most ideal, I think, but maybe it leaves that shit again. Mark says, I would have loved all the rice harvested to take a solid short with data confluence. Yeah, I mean, still a lot of time left. I'll be back. Around, I might be like 30 minutes late on daily candle close, but I'll be back and I'll talk with you guys a little bit later tonight. We'll continue to look. I'm going to put a hard stop on stop loss break even, and then I'm going to put blind TPs in for the whole thing right now. So there is a single print down there and a higher time frame fib, you know, so maybe a quick little fake, come back and then clean. That's okay too. And maybe the CPI number is bullish, but it scam pumps into here and then it nukes. And so regardless of what it does, and remember the 65 and that 60 level has, has always been the bing bong ding dong on the higher time frame. So if it really is bullish, bulls should be able to turn 65 into support. And that's what I mean by if it's like a 3 drives, I'll be looking to see how it's reacting at the 65,000 as it deviates away from 65,000. Is it cleanly and objectively turning, you know, higher high, higher low structure into something that wouldn't be lost? DGNR says, brother, you told me to ask you this on Monday, so here I am. I wanted you to know how you identify levels of interest. Sure. So basically, this is how I want you to practice. For me, there's 3 types of levels, and this is how I prioritize them. So volume-based levels, okay? This is usually going to be visual range or fixed range, but it's going to be volume profile, okay? And you can also do VWAP, okay? And then this is gonna be like anchored, you know, maybe even major, minor, okay? The second one is going to be time-based or TPO. Okay, so the easiest is you're gonna have TPO, range low, high, and point of control. Okay, this is also going to be value area low, value area high, point of control. Okay, imbalances, like, you know, some, whatever you want to call it, okay? You know, whether it's previous day, point of control, you know, full rotation, you know, whatever. And then you're going to have mathematical. So this is going to be things like fibs. So this is what I would do. And then when you start marking these out, the ones that overlap, you have this, this, and this overlapping. That's basically what these yellow lines are. You know, so just because, you know, let's say, for example, that, you know, just because that this is the range, volume, high, point of control, and value area low, doesn't necessarily mean that it makes it on. And so CME has its own things. Coinbase has its own levels. Okay. And then Binance and Bybit kind of has its own levels. But this is conceptually what I'm doing. And the more confluence that there is, it's what eventually makes it onto the charts. It does not have to be all three DGNR. Nope. It's all individualistic. Sometimes, even if it's just one, I will mark it. So for example, this blue line right here, do you know what these blue lines are? It's the sweep levels, right? And so that's not a Fibonacci overlap, or that's not a, you know, so you can put shit on there, and why don't you change the color based off of importance to you? But I want you to start playing around with fixed range. I want you to start understanding where the ranges are that it could bing bong ding dong to, move up or move down. Once it leaves a certain area, where's the next level of acceptance that it would fall into? When it falls into acceptance into that previous range or new range, what's the value area high, value area low? So you know what's, you know, bing bong ding dong and what's not. Oh shit, it might be leaving, whether it's upside to the downside. So, all right. Something like that. I've been practicing and nerding out, but man, yours are accurate as fuck. Yeah, sometimes yes, sometimes no. But like even today, DGNR, did you see me how I drew the blue line? You can go back, and I'm trying out, you know, do I anchor it here? Do I connect it here? Do I connect it on this pivot? I have to look for the line that hits it the most amount of times. That's why I had to settle on that cluster and that cluster. Okay? And then look at how that played out in the end. So it's not so much that I just got lucky with the line. I did what the book says. The book demands that the trend line is the one that touches the most amount of bounces. So I can't argue with the book. This is how you're supposed to draw it, and well. So until you lose this blue line, it's just making higher lows and higher highs, and it's bullish. So you're looking for scalp longs. Invalidation would be any sort of lower low. You know?
Latuche, motherfucker, the math is the math.
Yeah, but try to like take it step by step And you got to know what the book says. But you can see me do this live during the stream. Aether says manipulation. Francis, what about 62.4? 62.4 is a sweep level, I believe. It is this fucker right here. It won't even show it to me. Yeah, 62.4 is this peak. That bad high. And it failed auction on. So when it reacts like that, like it makes bad highs and then it like fails auctions and it loses it, comes back in, goes back in, I will record that because it reacted. It made bad highs and then that was the level to break to the downside. So, yeah, you know, it just kind of depends. But if you want, you could theoretically go back, and this is, the 62.4 is June 26th. Okay? And so if you really, really, really want to nerd out, that day would be, that day's highlights is when we put that bitch. So, anyways, when do you delete those levels? When we start to leave the range. I don't think I'm going to really mess with any of these levels while we're doing this. Bing bong ding dong. I think I'll clean it up after it goes up and leaves, or it leaves down here. But all of the levels in this big bing bong ding dong, I'm going to continue to keep until it leaves the range. You guys good? Thomas says, what's your take on the alts versus BTC setup confluence? I always need the alts versus BTC pair to look bullish if I'm going to be looking for a long on any sort of altcoin. So ETH BTC we looked at in the morning, and then ETH USDT, I've always been waiting for those to get clean on the bottom. So yeah, but here's ETH BTC, brother, if you missed it in the morning. So, these are still not good, and that's my target. That's what I want. I want some sort of reaction there. And then that would be nice confluence for this that we've been waiting for this whole time. All of this getting cleaned. Same thing with DOT. Same thing with really a lot of these. I'm waiting for all of this to get cleaned. That's my sweep, the 3.5. All right, Thomas. But let's just, I don't even know if we're going to see 65 today. I don't know if we do get to see 65, if it's worth taking a short. So we'll have to see, continue to see this upward trend, and we need to get higher highs again. Yeah, and then, even if this is above golden pocket, Lions, we all know that it's got to get above this golden pocket. This is the one that matters. So, dink, 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 dink would be nice. Yeah, it's been doing this a lot too. Yeah, it's probably gonna. We shall see. But anyways, 2 minutes until CME comes back. So CME, is there going to be a gap? Gap fill, but not mine. Hey, OGs, veterans, I leave the keys to the kingdom in your hands. Work together, stay safe, good risk management. Let's get it, let's get it, let's get it. FOMC minutes tomorrow. Nothing stupid. Let's go. He raving. Youngsu, he raving.